Okay, guys, so let's continue task three. This time it's a web page. Remember, this video has been recorded, so if you have any question regarding any of these points, you can just raise your hand. I'm going to pause the video and explain the point or elaborate on that point. If you feel okay and secure, then we can just continue and you can just watch me. Okay, so it's a web page. We're going to create some sort of a web page for a company, which is our web. And question number 12, it says that let's create a CSS to be added externally. So it's a separate file and it will have the following style. So as you can see here now, they put the styles together. We're going to create style for H1, H2, H3, and paragraph. So all of them should be created together in the same line. And they should have the following font faces, either Calibri. If it's not available by the browser, we can use Helvetica New. If it's not available, we can use any sans serif. So we're giving the device three options. To do it, what we need to do, first of all, we need to launch the applications that can create a style sheet for you. And this is the application, SharePoint. And then I'm going to just close this file here. This is an HTML file. I'm going to go File, New, and CSS. To create a new style, you always have it here to the right. Remember, we go New Style, and we need to create them together since they are being mentioned together. So I'm going to say h1 comma h2 comma h3 comma paragraph, and paragraph is always p. Now what we need the following font faces that should be used for all of them. First of all, Calibri if the device has it. So I'm going to type it here and then comma to give it another option. If it's not there, we can always use Helvetica New. So I'll put this one as well here. If it's not there, we can use any sans serif. You get the point, guys? So that means that it depends on the device. If the device has Calibri, the device can use it. Otherwise, can use this one. Otherwise, the device can select any sans serif. And all of them, as you can see, are mentioned together. Okay? Do you have evidence? Yes, place a copy of this CSS in your evidence document. So I'm going just to copy it like this. And I'm going to go and open my evidence. This is evidence 12. And then I'm going to put it there, make it bigger a little bit, and that's it for this part. Any question regarding this part? Okay, question 13, it says, let's create a head section of a web page that will meet the following specification. So the same, I'm just going to close this file, which is the CSS, we don't need to save it. And then I'm going to create this time an HTML document, and I need it to be in the head section of this HTML documents. And to do so, I'll right click and go page properties. Remember, anything you put in the head section, it needs to be put in the page properties. Okay. So I'm going to select page properties and I can do all the options they need here. What they need, the title of the page. First of all, this should be the title of the page. And luckily we have it here. As you can see, the default target is always untitled one. I'm going to change this one into weather data. And then meta tags. The first meta tag we need is the encoding, or how the language will be decoded, and it should be ISO 8859-1. And to do so, I'm going to go language, and we always have it as UTF-8. So I'm going to try and find it. This one is similar. This one is -2. We need it as -1. Unfortunately, we don't have -1, so I'm selecting -2 here, remember. And then I'm going to the code, and I'm changing the 2 into 1. Okay, so the chart set we are using is this one. Back again into page properties. Let's continue. And we need to set the name of the author to Tawara Web, followed by a space, and then your name. So to do this, I'm going to go advanced, and I'm going to add a user variable called author. Okay, so add it. It's an author, and it should be Tawara Web, followed by your name. So the value will be Tawara Web, and your name is there. And here we are. Next, set the web page descriptions to weather data for Tawara region. Do we have page description here somewhere? If I go back to the general, I will have it, page description, and it's Tawara data for Tawara region. Set the viewport to be the width of the device, and the scaling should be 2%, okay? To do the viewport, I'm going back again into custom, and here again, and then viewport. and then the width will equal the device dash width, which is 100% of the device, comma, the initial dash scale will always be 2. That means the magnification of whatever inside the page will be 200%. Okay, and that's it. What else? Set two appropriate meta tag keywords to use. Now, whenever they say appropriate meta tag keyword, that means you have to find them from here. For example, we are actually having Tawara Web, so this one can be a keyword. So I'll go general here, find keywords. This is one of the keywords, comma, and it's a weather data for Tawara region. So I'll say weather data. Okay, and what else? And the page itself is Tawara Web, which we mentioned it. What else we can do, and that's it. So these are actually two keywords. Do we need two or more than that? Yes, they said only two, so I'll just stick with these two. Okay, so whenever someone is trying to find you using search engines such as Google, whenever they type Tawara Web or they type Tawara data, your web page will appear. Sets a default target window to underscore blank if the page is open from within this page. Okay, default target is here, so I'll click here. Blank means it's a new window, as you can see here, or you can just type it here as underscore blank, and here we go. Now if I go now to the code, you will find this information appear in the head section. Okay, that means it will not appear within the browser, it will appear in the back end of the browser. Okay, evidence, place a copy of your HTML source in your evidence document, and this is evidence number 13. So I'm going to copy the whole thing, just like I've done with the CSS, and I'm going to add evidence 13 here. I'm going to copy the same style. Okay, and then this is the code. Make sure that it's not bold. Just preparing it, and just send it to the second page to look better and nicer. Okay, that's fine. So I'm just going to try and make sure that I give it more space like this. Yeah, this looks good. And that's it for the evidence, and by this you get the total 28 marks. Okay, so I hope it's clear, and that's it for this part.